So we are saying that one of your day-to-day activities is to create new network on real life production. So under the membership page, I've given you where to look out for. So you go to general info, you go to command line, and I've given you how to create network in real life. There is nothing that you face that is not here. I've given you working tools to use, very up to the point. Now the first thing is a network of HSRP, and what we are dealing with, this environment is using HSRP, so you can verify to check. So for this one, we know that it's using HSRP because I verify it and did show standby brief. And then you will know it even if you check by one of the network, you know that it's using a standby configuration. So that gives you idea of that. Now once you are done with that, you have to pick an IP which is not within the scope. So how do you pick an IP which is not within the scope? Or before you even pick the IP, pick a unique VLAN. So to get a unique VLAN, you have to do show VLAN brief. And this show VLAN brief will give you all the VLAN on production. And in real life, you can have thousands of VLAN on the core switch, so many of them. So now I'm going to look for a VLAN ID which is not in use. I start from the top here, and I see that 200 is available, 162 is available, 163 is available. So I can use that same the same VLAN, but don't use the same thing here. So I can use the one which is not showing here. I'm talking of the VLAN ID. So in that situation, you can create a template to create your new network. So let me go over it again. So I create a template to be for my new network. So the first thing I have to think of is my VLAN. The name is based on the project. So let me give you, for example, if you look at this one, we have VM desktop, we have storage, we have video conference, we have phone wireless. So it's going to come based on project. Server management VLAN, we have server 1 VLAN. So maybe they want a network for a server farm called server 1 server farm, or whatever the case may be. So that will be your VLAN title. If you don't have any good name, you leave it. As you can see, some doesn't have a name. So it's not a big deal. They just want the network to work. So now with that information, you come to pick a name, and let's assume that the name for this project is going to be for VLAN ID. So let me bring that. So it's going to be MPTC VLAN. So you put it here. So now we have this. The next thing is to pick the network. How do we get a network? Very simple process. To get a network, if you look at the membership page, I'm saying that on the membership page, do show IP interface brief on the core to pick your scope which are not in use. So picking your scope which are not in use, you come here, you do show IP interface brief. And then how do you get a scope which is not in use? You look at the third octet to be able to pick the right scope. So I have so many networks, so many on this environment. So what I can do is I come here and then I look for VLAN 5. There is 106, so 10.0.6, but there is no 10.0.5. So I'll use it as my scope. And when I use it as my scope, I set ping.1 first. So 10.0.5.1, which is the IP. These are the last octet to be pinging. And you get to know why you are pinging this at the bootcamp. I will explain better using the subnet calculator why these are key to ping. If this one is not pinging, try 129. If it's not pinging, try 193. Then it means that this network is good to use. So how do you configure it and mimic the environment? Be on core 1 and check one of the VLAN which is available. So I'm going to deal with, let's say, VLAN 999. Show run interface VLAN 999. Now when I do this and I see helper address, this is a DHCP network. So I'll check whether they have non-DHCP network and compare and choose. So I can even do with, let's do with 1000. And if you look at this critically, there is no helper address on this. Do you all see that? So if I want to create a static network, I'll go with this. Everything that is here. If I want to create DHCP, I'll mimic the environment and go with this. So I'll copy this one and bring it to my notepad. So now I open my notepad here and I'll title it Core 1 so that I will know where I copied it from. And then I bring it here. The next thing I will do is change the VLAN ID. So this is what we mean by mimicking the environment. Then you change this to the new network. You change this to be for the VLAN that you want to use, which this one is going to be what? MPTC VLAN. That is the project name. And then this one I'll keep or check how they do it. So what I do to check how they do it is I come here, and then what I do here is I do show standby brief and see whether the 25 is repeating itself. So if you look at this, I'm not seeing 25 anywhere, and now we see it here. So they pick unique one, but they are not using the VLAN to be there.
There's another 25.
Okay, where? Should I go up?
Yes, please go up. There is here.
Where? Under the group. Do you see 25?
Yeah, under the group. There's another 25.
It's before what or after what?
I think you should scroll down. There's another one.
Okay.
Go up small.
Oh, okay. It's under the 460. Okay, yes, you are right. It seems like your spectacles is better than mine. I'm watching it right there, but I can't find it. Okay, so 2 can appear, but mostly you can see per their design they use unique for each VLAN. So in that situation, you can keep the 25 as appear twice. So I will choose different one and make it what? 26. So I will change this one, come to this side and make it 26. And then I change this and make it 26. Change this to be 5. And I'm done with Core 1. You go and pick this one on Core 2. So you log on to Core 2 as well. So this situation, this is my Core 2. Get the same information on show run interface VLAN 999. And then I copy this one. Okay, paste it here as you see over here. So let me clean what I have here and paste that information here and change this one to be what? 200. Change the VLAN information to be NPTC. Change this one to be 5 here. Leave this one because I'm using slide 24. Change this to be 6, which is what we've done so many times. This is the reason why I was teaching you that process. So this will be this will be this, and then the VIP is going to be .1. And now I'll paste this on Core 1 and paste this on Core 2. Then I've created a new network for the data center. Who here cannot do this simple logic? To be a senior network engineer, who cannot do this? Very, very, very simple when it comes to creating a new network in real life. But the key things to note: get a unique VLAN ID. I've shown you how to get it. If you don't know it, use the membership page. Show VLAN brief on the call to know. Create a name. The name should match the project. Pick a scope on an existing one, and that is what you are going to pick, and you get to know all this. And after that, do this show interface with a VLAN to pick existing number to mimic the environment. Do show standby brief to choose the correct group number. Then through that process, you get all this information. Every environment might be different, and then you edit with your correct network and you are done.